32 clubs came to Oceanside for the first ever U.S. Soccer Development Academy Girls U-15 playoffs, and after today, only 8 will remain, as battling it out for Group C primacy is Tophat and the San Diego Surf. Hello everyone, I'm your host Mark Serban. It's a pleasure to be with you as Tophat comes into this game 2-0 in the playoffs off the back of a 2-0 win against FC Stars on match day 1 and a 3-0 win over the Michigan Hawks on match day 2. 5 goals to San Diego Surf 6. They need to win today in order to go through. Otherwise, San Diego will advance on goal difference. And in order to do that, they need Alexis Wright to be at her best. 22 goals in 28 games this season for Wright, coming up against a very tough San Diego Surf side. Also 2-0 heading into the final day. 3-1 wins over the Michigan Hawks and a 3-0 win over FC Stars means that they have the goal difference, so they need just a draw to go through. And Dory Savage, a U-15 national team player, so important to the San Diego Surf success. She has 22 goals this season, including 1 here in the playoffs. So we're getting all set. It's Tophat versus the San Diego Surf. The winner moves on to the quarterfinals, and we'll have it for you here on USSoccerDA.com. NTH, Tophat, and the San Diego Surf getting ready to kick off on the final match day in Group C. Both teams come in with wins in their first 2 games, but because the San Diego Surf have 1 more goal for, they only need a draw to go through. Well, Tophat must get the victory here today. Mark Serber alongside Danielle Diavanzo. And Danielle, so good to have you along with us, as this is going to be an excellent matchup between 2 of the top teams in the country.
Well, Mark, it's always a pleasure to be alongside you, and this game should be very exciting. As we mentioned, we've got 2 teams that are undefeated in this tournament, and as well, NTH Tophat has been shut out, or they've shut out every team they've played so far, while on the flip side, San Diego Surf has only allowed 1 goal in their first game against the Michigan Hawks.
So it's 2 very high potent offenses who also happen to have very staunch defenses as well. And, you know, as broadcasters, you kind of play the game on paper. Of course, it's not played on paper. That's why we play the games. But looking at this on paper, there's really nothing to separate these 2 sides. Not
too much here. Both teams do have their star players up top. Be interesting to see how they kind of balance each other out. The first 10 minutes, like I always say, usually both sides are feeling each other out. However, we'll see if they'll either be an early mistake or will they be able to draw this out, and maybe the second half we might see a lot more goals coming each side's way.
It's Tophat who will kick off in their all-yellow kits, the Atlanta side attacking to your right, the San Diego Surf in black and blue attacking to your left, as we are underway here at the first ever Girls U-15 U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. It's match day 3, winner take all. Tophat will possess early. It's a Tophat side that were the Southeast Division champions in the regular season, coming in 23-7. Scored a blistering 122 goals this season. And they're looking to attack over the top as this ball will go out of bounds. Your referee for this afternoon is Steven Skilly out of Cal South. He's a veteran of the USL, has also refereed 3 FIFA-sanctioned matches, including the friendly between Chivas and Leon last year at a PAX StubHub Center, where he was the assistant referee in that one. So world-class refereeing here at the DA, as this will be a throw-in for the San Diego Surf. Finished fourth in the Southwest Division, 27-8. They grabbed the first wild card spot for the number 22 seed. So it's number 4 seed Tophat against number 22 seed San Diego Surf. As this one popped up, brought down and played out of bounds by Hannah McLaughlin. Like many of these players on Tophat, a National Training Center invitee multiple times. So we not only have national team players on each side, Danielle, but we have players who are on the cusp of getting called into camps as well.
And this is the type of tournament where the scouts are able to look at these players, and maybe it will lead into other types of situations where they get invited afterwards. Both these sides, again, we're seeing the Surf pressing a bit high to start, but one player to watch for me is McLaughlin, where she likes to plug the gaps in the middle. And you see she's already been having those opportunities where she's winning the ball and playing it out. Once she gets a feel for the pitch, you know, all the other environments such as the wind coming across and stuff, I think you'll see a lot more clears going towards the feet of her players rather than going a bit wide.
It's a good job to get that clear on the far side. Still work to be done, but it will roll off the corner flag and it will be a thrown for Tophat. So San Diego have a chance to lock this in here. Talking about the scouts, U-15 national team coach Tracy Kevins is in attendance. 140 network scouts for U.S. Soccer watched over 3,000 academy games before the playoffs even started. As this one played into the box, and blue jerseys late in arriving, but they will get on the end of it. So this one played inside. And Gerst will get it back. And this is Dunphy. Sadie Dunphy coming forward, looking to play it over the top. Brought down by Nelson on the head. Dory Savage is chasing. She has the ball taken away from her. One back in the middle by Grust, whose twin sister is in goal for the San Diego Surf. And now it's Tophat flying down the far side. Wright's in the middle, waiting to get on the end of a cross. Now it comes in. Let's clear it away before it gets to her. Stepping in is Brewster. Out wide by Smith. 2 players to find in the box if they can get a cross off. It's good defending from Ham, forcing it back to the top of the box. McLaughlin plays it back out wide. And it's Ham with another block.
So this looks to be a fun matchup on that, depending which way you're looking at it. It's Baker versus Ham. You see Baker likes to be able to use her explosiveness to get down to the end line, looking to try to cross it, whether hitting her target player, Enrique up top, or going all the way across to Wright. As we mentioned, Wright is their leading scorer right now in this tournament, and she seems to be their go-to player whenever they're in front of the net.
Well, they're looking for another cross here. It'll be a goal kick for the San Diego Surf. 40-minute halves at the U-15 level. Just over 4 have elapsed so far. Bella Grust has been with the U-15 national team. We'll get this one short, as it's the Surf who look to build out of the back in the 5th minute. And they'll bring it forward through Ham. Inside for Savage. 3 yellow jerseys conspire to win it back for Tophat. McLaughlin slides it inside. Well, Wright was making a run. Instead, they were looking for the near side. And Calzada will play it back. Brewster in for McLaughlin. Hannah McLaughlin of the Fidelis Christian School. McLaughlin will get it back. Good patient build-up. Now she looks to go over the top. That's a beautiful ball from McLaughlin. And it will lead to the game's first corner kick. Well, it's going to be a goal kick. The referee says it was off of Evelyn Shore's last.
And you'll see Shores likes to push up a lot and get in behind, doing the overlapping one around Baker or whoever's playing at that 11 position. Watch for Shores coming up again, having that speed, and the same idea. They like to bring it out wide, and can they come back across the box to try to find a player inside for the more easy finish, if you say the least, if you get behind on the open post.
Well, Evelyn Shores is one of 5 players for Tophat who's up from the U14s. This, her 28th appearance for these U15s. So this one will come back to Tolson. Another player up from the U14s. Savage gets it inside for Nicholas. And this one will come through for Denver Tolson. Another NTC invitee, Tolson. And it's Brewster to bring it out of the back. Good job to win it back, and Savage wants to have an early shot, but it's rolled right into the arms of Tolson.
Great defending there by Nicholas to pinch in, win that ball, and poke it free for Savage to try to get an early goal.
This is Nicholas, and it's cleared off the line. Avery Nicholas with the high pressure, so close to opening the scoring for the San Diego Surf as we get the game's first chance in the 7th minute.
And there's Zimmerman there, the hero at the moment, being able to clear that ball off the goal line. See the replay there, the quick roll out. That first touch went the wrong way, and you see Nicholas read that well, forced her to try to cut back inside and baited her into it, won the ball, but then Zimmerman coming all the way across to clear that off to keep this a 0-0 game.
So it'll be the game's first corner kick, and it's cleared at the near post, but it will go out for a second corner kick for the Surf. So it's take two for Paul Dolinsky's side. Four players in the box, a fifth one joining. It's to the back post. It's over everyone. Bought back for Dunphy. She sends it in. Nicholas will get on the end of this. Does a good job to keep it in bounds. She spins back to send it in. Shots for handball fall on deaf ears. Nicholas put in another cross. This one taken away by Brewster. Wright's flying down this right-hand side. Played into her path. Textbook defending from Dunphy. And Wright still unable to spin her. Good work from the center back, Sadie Dunphy.
Great shifting there by Dunphy to recognize the gap and shifting over to recover and shut down Wright, who, as we mentioned, is their top goal scorer right now for Tophat. On the flip side, we see San Diego Surf has had a couple goals already this tournament where they've been able to go up the left side, have Nicholas serve the ball across the box and find Schroeder open on that far post.
McLaughlin for Smith. Smith closed down by three defenders at the top of the box. And the offside flag is up. So it'll be a free kick for the San Diego Surf. That's just about 9 minutes gone. What have you seen so far, Danielle?
You're starting to see the teams get a little bit more comfortable, and they're trying to keep the ball on the ground when they get closer to the goal. But you're still seeing a bit of that long ball in to start when they're a little bit panicked under pressure on the back defensive third. So we'll look to see if they try to do that as they get under pressure, or do they look to try to build out like we saw in the first few minutes of the game.
This falls for Smith. Near side for Wright, who loves to start out on that right-hand side and cut in like she's doing here. San Diego doing a good job to shepherd her. And this is Calzada. Poked away from her. Brewster's over in cover. A correction, Zimmerman. Oh no, that is Brewster, beg your pardon. Inside for Manrique. Manrique brings herself outside. Skips around Ochoa, puts it to the back post. Just too tall on the far side, but they will keep possession, Tophat. One back by Ham. Ham sends it forward. And it's into the middle for Gilbert. Ellie Gilbert. Back for Calzada.
So the Tophat so far, they do a really good job of creating a lot of width when they have possession. So the idea is, can they get out wide, and they're checking into those pockets that they're creating. And once they're able to connect a bit more, that's where they'll get more of a build-up.
Eckert. Clearance only as far as Grust. Inside for Eckert. And smacked the other way by Zimmerman. McLaughlin to play it over the top. Too far for Madeline Baker to chase. And Bella Grust will play it out. Dunphy gets the return ball. And it's out of bounds as Wright wins a throw-in for Calzada and Tophat. Gets it back from McLaughlin. Calzada. Brewster. Good high pressure from the San Diego side, making it very tough for the Tophat to play it out of the back. But they've done well dealing with it. They don't seem to be at all bothered by the pressure.
Say that high pressure, though, as you're seeing already, they're doing a pretty good job of anticipating, and they're looking for that quick counter once they intercept that pass.
That ball over the top. That's one back by Grust. Gigi Grust out of Rancho Santa Fe, California. Over to Ham. Just looking back for Grust. Intercepted by Tophat. And stepping in to win the ball was Ochoa. Good work on the far side by Schroeder, but it will be a thrown for Tophat. 13th minute, still no score between NTH Tophat and the San Diego Surf.
Well, as you mentioned, the Surf right now are applying that high pressure, trying to win the ball in the middle to the attacking third. The only thing, though, I'm seeing is that the defensive line is sitting back a bit more, so as they're able to push up quicker, that's where I think they'll be able to transition a lot quicker from defending into the attack. Right now, there seems to be a little bit too much of a gap, and that's where they're losing that ball, or that ball's trying to get played in the air, and it's getting caught up with the wind.
Over the top, looking for the run of Schroeder. Zimmerman's there. This is Baker. Well stepped in by Dunphy. Looking for Nicholas. In a battle with Calzada. Nicholas does a good job not just to win it, but keep it in bounds. The assistant referee disagrees with me, and it'll be a throw-in for Tophat.
I've been very impressed with Nicholas's work ethic right now, especially on the defensive side, where she's trying everything she can do to position herself, bait those players to cut to where she wants to go, to then intercept that ball and try to go out. And the effort there that you see trying to do what she can to stop the ball from going out of play so they can try to build up again.
Manrique. Looking for Baker on the far side. Unable to chase it down. It's not a bad idea from Manrique, the U-15 national team player.
You can see already that Manrique likes to check into that space and be that holding type of player where she can get the ball, likes to play with her back to goal so she can then turn and try to play forward to the speedy players, whether it's Baker on the left or Wright on the right.
Brewster to bring it out of the bat for Tophat in the 15th minute. What a beautiful touch that was by Wright. Just Manrique late in arriving. And Ochoa pushes it forward. It's a good job by Nelson. She had McLaughlin draped all over her. Correction, Gilbert was draped all over her. And it didn't matter who the defender was. Nelson held it up well and was able to get it back to her support. And here she is again playing it away before Gilbert can get there.
And this is where right now there's a lot of space in that middle zone, and it's just wanting those players to try to check into those pockets more where they can play give and goes rather than trying to play the long ball.
Inside for Nicholas. Has Nelson in support. And played it down the line, but too far for Nelson to make the run. It'll be another throw-in for Tophat. 16th minute, 0-0. Tophat need the win. A draw will suit the Surf as they have the advantage heading into the final day on goal differential, with goals for being the first tiebreaker. They came in with 6, while Tophat came in with 5. Hooked away by Ham. Bought forward by Zimmerman. It's a good run from Zimmerman. Out wide Baker shaping a cross, and it's too close to the keeper.
I mean, you can see the Tophat defense, regardless of who it is able to have that ability and that composure to penetrate forward with the ball and try to get the momentum going and then play it back out wide. Baker had the right idea, just hugged the end line a little bit too much, although she had Manrique right there more towards the 6. And that's the type of player they're looking for. Can they play it back, find that opening in the middle once they get wide?
Calzada comes back for it. And that's good shielding from Brewster. Zimmerman gets there just before Savage. And this one into the gap looking for the run of Schroeder. Just didn't have the necessary pace to make its way through. Dunphy comes back for it. Gives the ball back to Tophat in the 18th minute of play. This one of 625 games being played over last week and this week here at the U.S. Soccer Development Academy Playoffs and Showcase on the boys and girls side. Nicholas.
Good, Ellie.
That's great defending from Gilbert. And she gets back to Calzada. Looking to go over the top, but Wright was coming back for it. Coming back to retrieve his Dunbar.
Looked like their Wright was asking for the ball more to her feet rather than what they anticipated was checking to, maybe peeling off. Just a little bit of a miscommunication there, but I can see the idea of where Calzada was trying to play that ball over the top.
Ava Dunbar, the number 14 for the San Diego Surf, another player who has been in the U-15 national team pool, is already committed to Notre Dame as well. It's the Surf to go forward. Schroeder matching her step by step on that far side is Evelyn Shores. Long ball in. Zimmerman allowed it to bounce. It might fall for Nicholas here, and Shores with an important clearance.
Zimmerman there again, being the hero where every time that ball is getting right near that goal line, she's in that position, just clears it away, gives her team the ability to reset. And there they ping the ball in, tries to go back and forth. Nicholas running onto it, trying to get a poke, but Zimmerman's there by just a split second to poke that ball away.
Well, it was Zimmerman with the clearance, and it'll be the third corner kick of the game for the Surf. Played across, keeper misses it, swept clear. It'll be a throw-in for San Diego, but it was a good ball played in on the corner kick by Eckert.
A very dangerous ball there, and Tomlinson poking it down, and just nobody there, unfortunately, for the Surf side to be able to just knock it back home.
Well, there was time to bring that ball down. Savage chasing. Nicholas brings it down. Cleared only as far as Ochoa, who pops it up to the top of the box. Schroeder went for the quick shot, but it rolls into the arms of Tolson.
See Schroeder there trying to judge it, having that volley attempt in hopes to try to get Tolson off guard, but good read by Tolson there. And on the flip side, Schroeder just not getting a full swing on it. It seems she cut her swing short, and that's where the power was lacking behind the shot.
Well stepped in from Ochoa, but it's won back by Gilbert. Nelson doing the yeoman's work for San Diego, and she wins it back for the Surf. Forward looking for the run of Savage, but Brewster's there. And Brewster will get it off to Zimmerman. Has Shores out wide, is able to pick her out, but can they find Baker down the line? Yes, she can. Grust in a foot race to get back. Baker trying to fly past her, and Grust did well. Dunphy's clearance is knocked out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Surf just past the midway point of this first half. And it's been an enjoyable one to watch so far, Danielle.
It's amazing the speed that both these players have, where each time a player is exploding out, there's a defender trailing right there. And it's going to be a matter of who can just do the quick little deception, whether it's a shoulder jab or just a quick cut back. And that's going to be the difference there to create enough separation to get those crosses off, especially with Baker there, that battle on the left flank. Just getting that cut back slightly, whatever it may be, so her crosses can get more power going through rather than getting blocked or ending too far near the end line.
San Diego Surf 5-0-2 in their last 7 matches. Finished the regular season with 2 draws. And of course have gotten the victories when they've mattered most. As both of these teams unbeaten here in these playoffs. Grust, good distribution. Lovely touch back from Nelson. Dunbar gets it off to her center back partner in Dunphy. Cut off by Wright. McLaughlin slides it through.
So that was great defensive shape there by Tophat, where you see Manrique kind of forcing Dunphy at that point, or Dunbar, excuse me, to be able to poke it into the middle, and you see Wright anticipating that right off the bat. She sees the visual cue and cuts in, picks that pass off.
Calzada gets it back to Brewster. Being watched by Savage. Paul Dolinsky screaming for his side to continue to squeeze. But a great job by Tophat to find the outlet ball, and they'll go the other way in the 23rd minute. That's a great run being made up the far side. But coming over and cover is Dunphy. And she'll get it back from Ham. Dunbar's asking for it, but Dunphy will bring it into the gap. Back to Ham. Ham cuts inside. He's looking to play it for the run of Savage. Zimmerman gets it out to Shores, into the middle for McLaughlin. Baker was looking for Manrique too far ahead of her, and San Diego will clear. Falls back for Manrique. Wright making the diagonal run. Manrique finds her. This is Wright, and a tremendous save from Bella Grust. Coming out to stop Tophat's most potent attacker, point blank range.
That play started there with McLaughlin with the powerful header forward, and Manrique again showing that she's able to post up, quick turn. Beautiful run by Wright, being able to cut across that defender, get inside, and getting that opportunity to shot. But a great save there from Grust, getting big, securing the ball.
This is Wright again. Battle of the 2 number 8s. Wright is able to slide it through. And it's a good opportunity again. And getting the block in was the San Diego Surf. It'll be the first corner kick of the game for Tophat, who've really come alive in these last 2 minutes.
And there's that little cut there with the deception and trying to cut and attacking the heels of the defender to be able to get them off balance and getting that shot off. But again, good recovery by San Diego to block that shot. And now Tophat's got their first corner of the game.
It was Baker, silky skill to create that opportunity for herself. Just couldn't get the shot off quick enough. And it was the national team player, Dunbar, coming over. I understand why she's rated so highly. This is a dangerous ball in, and Grust got a touch. Savage skips around Brewster, is able to recover. Savage running 1-on-6. She'll hold it up as the cavalry arrives in the form of Nelson. Off for Ham on the far side. Has room to run, but instead elects for the early service at the top of the box. Brewster got a foot on it, falls to Nicholas, but Zimmerman steps in. And it's swept clear.
So that counter there started again with Nicholas doing a great job defensively, winning that ball, and again, the effort that she shows, being able to save that ball and play it forward to Savage, where they were getting an opportunity to build up. Just that last touch there when you've got Calzada stepping in and breaking up the play.
McLaughlin wins the throw-in. She did well to shield off Eckert. Nelson in a battle with Gilbert. Gilbert shows her strength on the ball. McLaughlin slides it through. Enrique plays it back. Gilbert's there, will guide it out wide for Wright. Beautiful passing in tight spaces from Tophat. And now they find the outlet ball. Manrique is waiting for the run over the top. Wright will hold up for it. Manrique continued her run. This is Manrique. And it's Grust again. Another point-blank save for Bella Grust.
That was beautiful build-up there by Tophat, keeping it on the ground, 1-2 touch passing. And again, that first touch by Manrique with the outside of her foot to penetrate the goal was just absolutely beautiful. There's that touch there. And Grust coming out, be able to make that save, rolls it off her body, makes the save.
Well, you need the keeper to come off the line quickly to cut down the angle. I think at that moment, didn't know whether to go near or far, but that's all credit to the keeper.
And that's what you need. Just come out, spook the player almost. Make them now make the decision. You come out big. Manrique now's got the pressure of do I go in, do I go out?
It's Schwartz's cross. And the loose ball seized upon by Nelson. Over the head of Savage. Pumped back in by Zimmerman. Calzada stepping into the attack. Look at that. For Nicholas standing in and standing up Calzada, and she has to go back with it to Brewster. She's able to come forward. 28th minute. Calzada. It was defended well by Dunphy. Oh, check that, it was Nicholas coming back. It's a good spin. A decent ball in. McLaughlin gets it at the top of the box. This is Baker. And it'll be the second corner kick of the game for Tophat. Really started to assert themselves in the last 5 minutes.
And there's McLaughlin there showing off her size and her strength, which is why she tends to play that holding six there. She's able to shield off those players and try to get the ball in. And what I love too, when that ball was played in, Baker, you're seeing opening up her hips and backpedaling enough so she can then take that first touch to break the plane and penetrate forward. And in this one, her efforts paid off that she's gotten her team a corner.
A corner kick for Caroline Calzada. It's at the near post, and Grust able to smother it at the second time of asking. Grust will roll it out.
And there's a replay there. She comes up, and as it pulls in, it looks like it hit the top of her shoulder, and that's where you started to see that bobble come into play. But good recovery there by Grust to hold on to it, as it looked like Manrique was right there waiting to pounce if that ball was let go.
Throwing on the far side for the Surf. Final 11 minutes of the first half. Inside looking for Schroeder, headed away. Second ball won by Grust. And Shore sends clear. And a good job by Dunphy to head that out of bounds before Manrique could get forward for Tophat.
What a long throw there by Ham. That's a dangerous threat if they're able to get that ball inside the attacking third to have that option from the throw-in.
Brewster to bring it forward in the 30th minute. Calzada is wide open on this near side. Now they play it to her in the gap. It's a gorgeous ball slid through for Calzada. Back for Gilbert, and her cross, well, thought it was too close to the keeper, but it almost worked out. As Wright was able to get there before Grust. Was another good opportunity for Tophat, who are on the ball once again. And Wright's ball was played behind Manrique. And now Calzada will retrieve it.
It's a great pressure there by Manrique to force that miscommunication or the decision where it looks like Grust almost just lost the ball and it hit off of her. And then again, a good recovery by the San Diego Surf defense to clear that ball near the line. Or off the line, pardon me.
Well, there have been some nervous moments on both ends. Clearance off the line for either side. And it remains 0-0 just past the half-hour mark in Oceanside. The result at the moment suits San Diego, who needs just a draw to go through. More goals for coming into today. Space at the top of the box, but the shot is always rising.
Once again, Manrique has been so impressive for me with her ability to post up and then turn with the ball quickly and get a touch out so that way she sets herself up for a shot.
When you have a front line like Baker, Manrique, and Wright, you understand why they have 122 goals in just 32 games this season. It's a side that's only been kept off the board twice all year long.
And on the flip side as well, being able to have such a strong back line to not allow other teams to score on you in return.
Wright has switched sides with Baker. And this is Wright getting to the byline, fizzing it across. Third corner kick of the game for Tophat.
That's there. You see Dunbar and Dumpy being able to shift over well and anticipate that ball being crossed in and just blocking it off and preventing the ball from getting into the danger zone in front of the box, or in front of the goal in the box.
It's the San Diego Surf side that have given up less goals than they have games played. Just 35 against in 38 so far. 13 clean sheets to boot, but they're on the back foot here. Another corner kick for Tophat. The header directed towards goal. Up goes Grust, and she makes the save.
Great save by Grust. Strong hands, pulled that in, secured it real tight. Looked like it was Smith there putting the pressure if the ball did drop.
That hit off the hand of Gilbert. Referee says play on. McLaughlin wins it, and now the ref is going to pull it back. So it'll be a free kick for the Surf. Let's take a look at that replay, and climbing the ladder tallest to pluck it out of the air was Grust.
And that save too helps give confidence to Grust as well, especially after the last one where it almost like she lost the ball, as I mentioned, getting pressured by Manrique. But there you have that big, strong save and securing the ball that helps boost your confidence moving into the last 7 minutes or so in this first half.
Sadie Dunphy's free kick in the 34th minute. Driven to the top of the box. Nicholas. Baker coming back to help out on the defensive end. Play back for Ochoa. She looks to flight it in. McLaughlin's header out wide, and Calzada gets there to clear. Baker, Gilbert. Back to Gilbert. Baker. High press coming in from Ochoa. McLaughlin will get it back to Calzada. Brewster pops it forward, looking for Manrique. Ochoa got there first. And there to mop up for the Surf was Dunbar. Will be a throw-in for Tophat.
You see San Diego now is trying to apply that higher pressure, and you see Nicholas when she's posting up to try to defend, she's forcing him in rather than out in a hope that as she forced the back pass in towards the middle, she's hoping Savage will be able to pick off that play and get in the box to go to goal.
And there was Savage applying the pressure to win the throw-in for the Surf. Final 5+ minutes of this first half. No score, but it's been a good one between Surf and Tophat. Both teams have had their periods where they've been on the front foot. Both teams have had chances cleared off the line as well. And Grust has also made 2 point-blank saves for the San Diego Surf to keep this game at 0-0. So this one's smacked clear. It'll be another throw-in for the Surf. Ochoa looking for movement. Hammered well over Manrique. And playing center field is Dunphy. Off to Dunbar. U-15 International, perfectly weighted ball into the space for Nicholas, but good shielding from Calzada, and it'll be a throw-in for Tophat. One back by Ochoa, trying to slide it through for Schroeder. Intercepted by Eckhart on the far side. Has Grust making a run in front of her. Unable to pick out Schroeder at the top of the box. Stepping in was McLaughlin. Forward for Manrique. Long ball looking for the run of Baker. It'll bounce into the arms of Grust. Grust punt in the 37th minute. Beautifully brought down by Savage. Schroeder doing the chasing for the San Diego Surf, and it's off of her last.
Good
So
defending
it'll be a
there by
throw-in
Shores.
for Tophat. Schroeder able to turn Shores on the far side. Schroeder has the beating of Shores. She has Nicholas to find in the center. Savage making her way in there as well, but it's Gilbert who gets back to clear. Eckhart. Back for Ham. Wants the early cross. Savage misplayed it. And it was a good early ball in, Danielle, but I feel like Ham had about 20 yards she could have taken before popping that ball into the mix.
It's possibly there, but I want to point out how Dunphy was able to win that ball and penetrate forward and get the ball into the attack quickly. Again, it looks like just up top, there's a bit of movement that needs to still be had, whether it's Savage, Schroeder, or Nicholas. I want to see more of them rotate a bit more and cause chaos on that back line.
This is Nicholas. Calzada bodies her off the ball, and it will be the 4th corner kick of the game for San Diego. In-swinger on the near side. Cleared away at the near post. We'll do it again. 5th corner kick of the half for the Surf.
This one here with Eckhart, a lot of the ball so far have been a little more driven towards that front post, and with the wind again holding it up, wonder if this time she aims more towards the 6, if it might be able to spin the way that she wants to, rather than it getting caught too far close to that post.
There'll be another in-swinger from Eckhart. And this time it spins out of bounds. So it'll be a goal kick for Tophat as we head into the final minute of the 40. Forward by Shores. Good header won by Grust. Savage dispossessed. Right on the far side. Good job by Grust to come back and win that ball a 2nd time. Savage wins the battle of the number 10s on the header, but it's Tophat who comes away with it. Right battling on the far side, but it will be the Surf's ball. Can't imagine more than 1 minute of stoppage time would be added on, if that.
I would agree with you there. There really wasn't too much stoppage in the flow of this game. If there is any added time, it would be a 1 minute max, I would think.
So now all that's left is for the board to go up. We're not even going to do that. 0-0 at the break between NTH Tophat and the San Diego Surf. Chances at both ends, goal line clearances at both ends, and 2 big saves from Bella Grust. And at the moment, it's a result that would suit the San Diego Surf. Thoughts on the first half, Danielle?
Well, as I mentioned, I thought that this was going to be kind of a 0-0 to start at the half. As you see, both teams are trying to fill each other out and figure out where the gaps are and where the weaknesses are to break down those really strong defensive sides, both sides strong defensively. For me, I would like to see the ball be played more on the ground on both sides. A lot of the good scoring opportunities were a result of possession on the floor and giving and going and moving with the ball and off the ball, rather than just trying to play a kick and run type style.
40 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. We'll have the second half for you here on USSoccerDA.com. Final 40 minutes in Group C. 0-0 between Tophat and the San Diego Surf. A draw and the Surf will be through. Tophat needs all 3 points in order to reach the quarterfinals. So we have one change to tell you about at halftime, and it's for the San Diego Surf. Chloe Green checking in place of Eliza Eckhart. Green playing up from the 04s, where she had 24 goals and 28 games played. This, her 6th appearance at the U-15 level, and a goal to her name.
And what you'll see here is Savage is going to drop in and play more of the 10 position, while Green tends to play more of a traditional 9 where she posts up a lot more. But what you noticed in the first half was Savage was dropping in, and you had Nicholas and Schroeder pushing high, being above the 9. Well, now you're going to see Green's going to be more of the higher positional role to open up some space in the midfield going into the attacking third.
Nice spin from Manrique. Has right out wide. Manrique takes the inside route. Floats it over to the far side. The ball comes across, and no takers in a yellow jersey.
It's a good idea by Gilbert to try to resend that back into the box, looking for numbers inside. But as we saw, Gruss was there to make the save.
One team 40 minutes away from the quarterfinals. The other team less than 40 minutes away from their season ending. As Baker plays it down the line, looking for the run of Calzada. It'll be a throw-in for the San Diego Surf. Tophat listed as the home team for this game, but the San Diego Surf, well, they're the team that gets to sleep in their own beds, so they're the de facto home team. And this is Chloe Green's first touch of the afternoon. That's a good one as she gets it out wide. Looking for Savage just past her. And that's a real smart header, but it is won back by Wright. It was over the top, but nobody making that run for Tophat. So Ham will come back to get it in the 43rd minute. Just looking up the line for Schroeder. Schorsch steps in.
So that's one there where you wonder if Wright should have pressured that a bit quicker. There was a lot of space there for Ham to be able to get a bit forward. If I were her, I'd want to be pushing a little bit quicker. Can we force the mistake early and win the ball in the attacking third rather than letting them come forward and maybe winning it in the middle third?
Zimmerman gets it back to her keeper. This is back for Zimmerman. U14 national team player, Ella Zimmerman. And now she'll bring it forward. Hint of a handball perhaps, and the referee calls it. And a yellow card as well for kicking the ball away. So Ham becomes the first player to go into the referee's book this afternoon.
It's an easy decision there. Poor sportsmanship trying to kick the ball away in an attempt to delay time. Shore now has an opportunity to try to play that ball. There it is, just a touch, flies up. Unfortunate that it hit her hand, but there's the quick flick where it gives a card for the delay of game.
Good look at referee Steve Skilly, veteran of the USL. So that's a good ball in from Shores, but the second ball won by San Diego. Only as far as Shores. And stepping in to smack it away is Nelson. Green chasing on the far side. Calzada gets there first. This is Baker. Has been so good with the ball at her feet today, Baker. Calzada's ball back. It's lacking a little bit of pace, but Brewster was able to get to it. And over to Zimmerman. Good chasing by Green up top. But now Brewster's invited to bring it forward for Tophat. Over the top. Calzada with the run from her wing back position. Slides it into the channel. This is Baker. She plays it across. Swept clear.
It's a great build up there. by Tophat to be able to get up that flank, cut inside. That ball just a little bit too far behind to get a goal-scoring opportunity inside the box.
Paul Dolinsky urging his team forward. He played as a teenager in Holland at Heerenveen, where he arrived on his 16th birthday and then went to the Chicago Fire. Dolinsky knows something about national titles, leading his surf teams to titles in 2014 and 2017. His surf side 35 minutes away from advancing to the quarterfinals if this result holds. He said, the number one thing that I share on a regular basis with my players is that you can never take the game for granted. Green is chasing. Shores plays catch with Zimmerman. Her clearance popped up. Ham hit it off the head of Grust. Still battling for it, Ham. McLaughlin spins away, but plays it behind Shores. Schroeder seizes the loose ball. She clips it to the back post. The downward header, well saved by Tolson. Got across her line well.
Great read by Tolson to shift over and smother that ball quickly, not giving up a rebound, but a good build-up again by the Surf, being able to pick off that pass and penetrate forward quickly, trying to find that far post run. Header was what you want. Head down, get low, and here's the cross again by Schroeder all the way to the opposite side.
It was Nicholas who came across, and she's the one who's been on the end of the best two chances for the San Diego Surf.
A beautiful ball served to Nicholas, cutting across, finding the gap between the two defenders, tries to head it low to beat on that near post, but Tomlinson read it well, dove in, strong hand, secured the ball, no rebounds.
Smith wanted to take this free kick quickly. Instead, the referee is going to back him up. So it'll be Shores to take it from behind the midfield line.
This one here too, as time continues to tick on. This is the third game that these teams are both played, and you're starting to see the tired legs come in. Which team is able to stay strong mentally to keep their defensive shape? Which team can manage themselves to be able to play smart so that way they can conserve their energy for those opportune moments?
It is the third game in 6 days for both of these teams. Winner will advance to the quarterfinals. And the top 4 after those quarterfinals will go to championship weekend next month. Brewster to bring it forward. Nicholas stepped in, almost won it off of her. Over for Wright to chase. In a foot race with Ham. Wright gets there first. Good defending by Ham to stand her up. And then Wright will be whistled for the foul, but that is great defending. Didn't fall for the movement of the hips or any leg swinging across. Just watch the ball the entire time, Danielle.
That run in, Wright shows you how quickly she can run and how she gains momentum and speed the more space you give her. But Ham being able to cut off that angle and stay strong, wait for the opportune moment to get between the ball and the player and shield it off and draw the foul.
Smith's ball too far in front of Wright. Runs past Nicholas. Calzada will get it back to Brewster. Well read on the far side, but a heavy touch. And now it's Baker to go down the line. Still Baker. And Nelson had the inside track.
Nelson doing a good job to shift over when she was the second defender, shifting over to the first. And although you saw Baker try to play the ball between her legs and shift from outside to inside, Nelson read it well and was able to track it and win the ball.
Shores. Green comes back to win the ball. Good strength in the challenge from Grust. Forward for Green. Nice cut inside Zimmerman. Over to Nicholas. Has Savage in front of her. Nicholas, top of the box. The offside flag is up against Schroeder. so it will not count. But good buildup from the San Diego Surf in transition off that win in midfield.
What I love there, you see Savage coming from the middle and peeling out to the outside, and that opens up the gap for Green to check in just a step ahead too early, and that's where that ball being played in. You see the idea of that, can we keep the offense moving? And that's where she's gonna get called offside, coming from an offside position back on into the space being called for it.
Brewster's free kick. Right, in another battle with Ham. Right. Leaves it off for Baker. Grust with the save, but the offside flag was up. Still another save for Grust, add to her highlight reel. She's been sensational today, Bella Grust.
Yeah, Grust has been a brick wall so far, and even with those slight little mishaps, or even if she does give up the rebound, she's there to recover quickly, which is huge. And she's come up with some big saves, making herself look large, forcing the player, attacking her to make the decision, and causing some disruption just to freak them out, whatever it may be.
Ham coming up to take this throw-in. .52 minute. Ham looks like she's gonna launch this one into the box. Ham's throwing. Gigi Grust shot. Schroeder to put it across, too close to Tolson.
Good save there by Tolson, coming out and grabbing that quickly before, again, you had Nicholas on the far side just waiting for that ball to come across. And you see on that throw-in, they went into the pile of yellow jerseys, and holding back, sitting back, waiting for the rebound was Groos to be able to recover it and swing it right back into the box.
So far, the San Diego Surf holding the Tophat side that won a game this season 16-0 to 0-0 through 52 minutes. It's a result that would see the San Diego side go through to the quarterfinals. Still plenty of time left in this one as Tophat getting ready to make their first change of the afternoon. I believe it's Manrique who's coming off. But she'll be replaced by Danielle Lewin. Out of Collins Hill High School, Danielle Lewin.
I think
Good touch from Green out wide. Into the middle, looking for Schroeder, and it falls for Savage. Good last-ditch defending from Tophat. Savage was trying to steer it toward the far corner, and the defense said, "You're not even getting it towards our keeper."
It's a great job smothering the ball by the defense, collapsing in quickly to prevent Savage from getting that rebound shot on frame.
Here comes another Ham throw into the box. Needs the flick on it, bypasses Schroeder, and it will roll over the end line for a goal kick. Trying to get it for Shores, loops over her. It'll be a throw-in for the Surf. Schroeder's been impressive in the second half. A couple very dangerous balls played into the box. Also put the ball in the net, but she was offside. Another Ham throw-in. Tolson will come out to take. Referee blowing his whistle as he's going to check because of a potential head injury. So he'll come over and make sure that the Surf player is all right, and he's calling on the trainer. You can see referee Steve Skilly, out of right here in Cal South, pointing to his head. Take a look as it looks to be Gigi Grust right there, clash of heads. Oof.
There's a collision there where they both just went to go head for the ball, and McLaughlin's got a few inches of height above her, so that's where you just saw the mistiming, the collision. Not intentional, but that's where they always want to make sure that players are okay. We want to think first.
And Raquel Dos Santos is going to come on so that Gigi Gruss can go through the concussion protocol. So this will not count as a substitution. It's a great rule by U.S. Soccer Development Academy, which allows them to take care of their players and not have teams go down to 10 women in this case.
That or being forced to make a sub right away when you're not sure if your player can go or not.
And also not forcing a player who might have suffered a head injury, especially when they're kids who just say, I'm okay, I want to play, to try and come right back on as quickly as possible. This way they're able to be properly looked at.
Right, and they don't feel the pressure either from the coaches maybe saying, can you go, can you go?
This is savage. Tolson gets down well.
So Tolson there showing off how strong her hands and her wrists are to be able to get low, explode her hands out, and secure that ball.
Schroeder wins it back.
And here's the replay there. She gets low, explodes her hands out. Her wrist and hand strength are incredible that she's able to hold on to that ball.
Smith. Dunbar shuts the door. This one will roll all the way through for Green. Popped it up for Nicholas, did well just to get ahead on it. Gilbert on the far side, Nicholas gets a foot in.
And there's that effort from Nicholas that I've been really loving to watch this game, where she's just very feisty, positions herself very well, and is able to just get a foot on it, or whatever it may be, to disrupt the play.
Well, it looks like Gigi Grease is okay to come back on. So Raquel Dos Santos is going to come off, and second sub as well of the game for Tophat. So back on is Gigi Grust. And coming in for Tophat is Kate Harden. Harden replaces Gilbert. Harden attends the Fellowship Christian School, coming on for her 28th appearance of the season. Has 10 goals on the year as well. We talk about the goal scorer, so many players in double digits for this Tophat side. And even though we've gone almost 57 and a half minutes without a goal, you still feel there's one in this match, Danielle.
Both teams have been knocking on the door, and we're just seeing exceptional goalkeeping from both Tolson and Groost in this match. Big saves in the first half for Groost. Tolson so far making a couple big saves in this second half to keep it scoreless.
Oh, Wright felt that she was impeded, but play goes on. Nicholas trying to spin on the far side. Good one-on-one defending by Calzada. Over the top. This is a good run from Lewin. Still going. Perhaps needs to get it off her foot just a tad quicker, but she still has it. Good effort from Schroeder, but she's unable to keep it in.
Well, there's Lewin there with fresh legs, exploding out quickly, getting behind that defense and cutting back in across. That's where, I'm a coach, I'm saying just take 1-2, get that ball off your foot, 1-2 touches quicker, as she had players open on the opposite side of that box. But again, you're seeing those fresh legs, that explosiveness. That's a very dangerous player up top right now that's looking to exploit that back line.
Shores is forward. And Dunphy clears. Be a throw-in for the U-14 national team player, Madeline Baker. Smith looking for Baker. Schroeder steps in. Baker muscles her off the ball, but it will be a throw-in for the Surf. Another long throw from Ham, went over the head of Chloe Green. Now Green battling for it, able to win it off of Baker. Pumped forward, sent back the other way. Harden with her first touch of the afternoon. Calzada will get it out wide. This is Wright. Has Lewin up top, tries to get it into her. Schroeder's touch, stabbed away by Baker. Brewster steps in front of Green. Plays it over to the far side. Good read to step in by Ochoa. Oh, that's great defending from Ochoa on that far side for the San Diego Surf. As we've reached the hour mark in Oceanside, 20 minutes left on the final match day in Group C. 0-0 between Tophat and the San Diego Surf. Both teams have 6 points, but the Surf at the moment have the tiebreaker in goals for 6-5. And so a draw means they'd be the team to go through. What does Tophat need to do to break down this Surf defense, Danielle?
For them, I think it's just getting their positional lines a little bit closer together in transition. When they're winning the ball and trying to play forward, there's too many gaps. And that's where when players do get the ball, they're waiting for players to come and support. Whereas when the player receives the ball, there should be more players' numbers up quicker, so that way they can penetrate forward more.
The break could be on here. Smith flying forward. Out wide for Shores. Shores works her way into the box. Shores engineers a bit of space along the end line. It's a dangerous cross, and it's the opening goal for Tophat.
There's the second half substitute. Harden coming in, making an impact right away. And as we saw with that quick transition where I was saying the numbers up, we're there when they switch the point of attack. Shores, quick little juke one way, comes end line, plays it towards that back post, and Harden showing how strong she is in the air to get up and over, redirect that ball whence it came, heading the ball down low, beating it back to where the ball came from. Now it's a 1-0 game in favor of Tophat.
Harden with her 11th goal of the season, and is that the one that puts Tophat through to the last 8? Spaces open up for Schroeder. She looks to put in a dangerous cross. It's useful, but it's cleared away by Brewster.
So now the pressure's on for San Diego. How do they respond to going down 1-0 in this game?
Well, they defended so well, but Shores getting free down this near side, put in a delightful ball, and as you said, expertly headed back across the face of Grust by Harden. Now Schroeder looking to get on the end of this. Baker bodies her off the ball. Does well to shield it out. So it'll be a goal kick for Tophat in the 63rd minute. Have the 1-0 lead off a Kate Harden header at the back post, following a cross from Evelyn Shores.
And that's a great switch too from Tophat, working their way from the right, center, back out left, and then switching again to the opposite side. And Harden, once again, doing a great job to head that ball down low, going from the post opposite side where it came, catching Grust off guard as she's trying to come across to redirect that ball, gets beat opposite side.
Header won by Grust. This is Nelson. Dunbar slides it inside. Gorgeous one-touch passing from the Surf. Sitting back in a very low organized block. Tophat and winning the throw-in in the 64th minute. I mean, the organization for these 15-year-olds is so impressive.
It's extremely impressive, especially on the defensive side where each players are constantly checking their shoulder, making their head on a swivel, being aware of what's around them.
Nicholas, Savage unable to turn. Ochoa steps in. She steps into one. The shot right down Tolson's alley.
Ochoa showing that she's got the power to rip a shot from 30 yards out easily with no problem.
Been impressed with Tyler Ochoa's play today. Another long throw-in for Ham. Ham backed up almost to the fence. Can they make one of these long throws come to fruition, San Diego? Well, it's allowed to bounce in the box. Savage. Tolson gets there first.
So good save by Tolson, coming out, diving there, holding onto that ball, and Savage making that run across, finding that little gap and getting the touch he needs to go to goal. Tolson, being able to smother that ball though, making the save and keeping it no goals against her at this point, securing the shutout so far.
Lewin will be whistled for the foul, won by Gigi Grust. It's Abba Dunbar to take. The future Fighting Irish needs to get the service right. Driven into the mix. Baker shows her strength. Tried to poke it into the path of Lewin, and it hits off our production truck and out of bounds.
I almost got that ball. I was hoping to drop a little lower into the gap. And a great defensive read, though, to shut down Wright, who you know, when she's given that space, she's going to take off and beat you.
Lewin, right at the heart of the back line. It's Harden who's in again. First touch took her out wide. Able to lay it back. This is McLaughlin! Getting across her line to make the save is Bella Grust. Looking for the quick transition.
It's a great movement by Tophat to be able to switch it to the far side, and then Harden underdone, recognizing, I can't turn, let me lay it back off for my teammate, with that ball going into the hands of Grust, who read that very well.
Forward for Lewin to chase. Hooked away from her. Kept in by Ham. And kept in by Savage. Beautiful ball for Savage. Played in for Nelson to run in behind Harden. And now the space is opened up. Clip for Nicholas on the far side. It's closed down by Calzada. Two of them battling. Nicholas needs support. Nelson arriving. And somehow Nicholas gets space. But Calzada gets back. Tigerish defending from Calzada.
Calzada has that advantage too, where her legs are really long, so she's able to get her body on it a bit quicker. Nicholas trying to cut back and forth, just unable to get that ball across to the defending of Calzada.
Game getting stretched, and now it's shorts in transition. Forward for Lewin, cleared away by Dunphy. And now a substitution to be made for the San Diego Surf.
But that clearance there by Dunphy is just an attempt to slow the play down, allow her team to regroup, reset, and get their shape back.
Wait for me.
Coco Thistle coming on. She replaces Gigi Grust. Thistle up from the 04s for her 7th game with the U-15s. Lewin weaves her way into the box, pulls it back. Still might be something on at the top of the box. Baker sends it to the far post, but there was nobody lurking in a yellow jersey. Inside the final 12 minutes from Oceanside. And as things stand, it's Tophat who would go through to the quarterfinals.
So what a punt there by Grust. Went all the way into the attacking third on the opposite side.
So it'll be another long throw for Ham. It needs a flick on, and it needs another player to get on the end of that second ball. Tophat get the first ball, and the second. Swept back for Dunbar. Tried to play it back into the danger area. Cleared out only as far as Coco Thistle. Thistle setting herself up, still going Thistle. Goes down at the top of the box, play goes on, left off for Savage, who drags her shot wide. But good build-up in a very tight space by the San Diego Surf to create that opportunity.
That layoff there, you saw Savage was trying to go opposite post, try to throw everybody off guard. That was a great build-up play there, just a little 1-2 combo. Just unfortunate that her shot went a little bit more to the left than she wanted.
Header one on the far side by Ochoa. 37 games this season for the Carlsbad native. McLaughlin loses out. And there to sweep up is Brewster. Nelson in the middle for the serve, heading into the final 10 minutes. Baker did so well not to allow Ham to turn her. Lewin tried to help it on for Baker. Pass lacking the necessary angle. And here comes more changes for Jerome Samuels' side. Already looks like a genius for putting on Harden, Jerome Samuels.
Let's say when we saw the last game too, Harden had a goal as well coming off the bench. So for her, that's two goals in 2 games when she's been a substitute in the second half and able to contribute and put something on the board.
Baker comes off to be replaced by Ojamba. Wright is out as well. And this will be a throw-in for the San Diego Surf. Schroeder with another dangerous ball, took a deflection, and the referee's gonna point to the spot. Now a chance for the Surf to tie the game from 10 yards out, or 12 yards out rather. The referee saying, what am I supposed to do? So unlucky for Calzada as the ball deflected up and hit off her hand.
Looked like there she attempted to thigh the ball and it just popped up as her arm was extended. Just unfortunate for her that now there's a penalty kick called. And as the ref said, what am I gonna do? It hit the arm.
It was Green's cross in, and it did hit her arm off her thigh. So unlucky for Calzada. And this is Savage. We're level. And now, if the score holds, it's the Surf who'd be going through to the quarterfinals.
Going back on that play, it's the effort from Green there to be able to fight for that ball, get down that right flank and cross it in. Fortunate again that it was a handball in the box, but good finish by Savage to stay composed and beat her on that low far right post. Here it is again. So relaxed, so composed, inside the foot, just passing it into the back of the net to tie this up at 1 apiece.
Ice in her veins from Dory Savage, who now has 23 goals on the season, her second of the playoffs. Now the field tilted in the Surf's favor. Tophat will have to throw everything forward inside these final 8 minutes. Shores. Oh, it's another brilliant balling from Shores. Flag stays down. And a touch from Ochoa, taking it clear of Gruss goal.
Beautiful build up there by Tophat, just keeping the ball on the ground, passing and moving. And that's where the recognition there to see just that small enough gap being played in there, trying to go over the top, right to the foot there. Great defending on the Surf side though, to deflect it for a corner.
Look at the way she came in from her outside back position to get in behind and make that block. That's tremendous stuff from Tyler Ochoa. And instead of a 2-1 lead for Tophat, it's only a corner kick for Shores, who's sending quality balls all game long. And this was another one, but it was too hot for Zhang Meng to handle.
I would say it was a beautiful ball in by Shores on that play.
Lewin clips it to the back post. It'll be a goal kick for the Surf, who, as things stand, would go through on the first tiebreaker, which is goals for.
You're seeing there, it looks like now that they're in this situation, you got Lewin and Ojangbo being able to hang up a bit higher, putting in that extra pressure. Although we have trying to push up, trying to get anything they can, getting that ball in over the top to beat that back line. And those balls, again, by Shore are being served in, just enough behind the back line, but not so far in that now you're forcing Bruce to make a decision. Do I come out or do I stay home?
Surf players getting instruction during this break as the trainer is out to tend to an injured player for the Surf. Chance to get a drink as well. Substitutes have really affected this game. Harden with the goal for Tophat, and Green with the cross, leading to the handball, which Dory Savage slotted home.
See, the advantage for Tophat, they've been getting a lot of substitutes into games early, and that's where you're seeing it pay off now, where you have that depth to bring on, and you know they're going to bring the energy, and they have the ability to contribute right away.
Ham wants to come back on. The referee says yes, so we're back to 11 v 11. Shore. Lewin spins, gets it back to Shore. Shore, an outside back with the freedom to roam. She puts one in on goal. And it will be a goal kick for Bella Grust inside the final 5 minutes. San Diego looking to hold on for a result that would take them through to the last 8.
We see now a Tophat. It looks like they're adjusting the shape a bit, where you've got Shores pushing up really high and playing in the midfield now, and you've got maybe 3 in the back at this point.
And coming in was Helen Simbas on that last double substitution, and now she's playing in that outside back role as Shore pushes up. But this is Zimmerman who has to get back, and she'll play it across for Calzada. Stepping in and smacking it the other way, the San Diego Surf through Dunphy. Tolson will pop it back into midfield. Beautiful touch to get it out wide from Caden. Or Kate Harden, I beg your pardon. Nelson smacks it the other way. Zimmerman mops up. This is Smith. Ojangba. And anywhere will do right now for the Surf as they get it forward in the 77th minute.
So it's the right idea there. Just Ojangba was not able to check her shoulder quick enough to recognize that she's getting pressure from behind. And again, the Surf defense sneaking up, trying to poke that ball away, cleared out, and allowing their team to reset again.
High pressure from Nicholas. Nicholas is in. Nicholas pushed over the crossbar, saved, and is it in? The assistant referee puts his flag up. It's a goal for Nicholas. From 0-1 down to 2-1 up, the San Diego Surf have a foot in the quarterfinals. And Nicholas deserves it for her endeavor this afternoon.
I sound like a broken record at this point with my praise for Nicholas. She's able to win that ball and penetrate quickly. She's trying to go over the top. Thomason there is trying to push it up to re-catch it, but unfortunately it just went a little bit too far behind her, just behind the line. And Nicholas then, great work ethic to be able to pick off that pass, win the ball, and penetrate forward with her speed.
Avery Nicholas doing it with U-15 national team coach Tracy Kevins in attendance. And a corner kick the other way for Tophat. Is there still life in the Atlanta, Georgia side yet?
And you saw Tolson still was in the right position, got that first save. It's just, maybe it's the wind, maybe it was just the deflection with her wrist coming a little bit too far back that allowed that ball to travel backwards just enough to get over that line. But once again, the efforts there from Nicholas has been phenomenal, her work ethic this whole game, and she's finally able to have a goal to her name in this game to pay off for her efforts.
Mandolin Taylor will replace Nicholas, gets huge hugs from her teammates. A midfielder's off and another defender is on to close this game out for the San Diego Surf as Lewin comes back for it. Dolinsky screaming at his side to get out and pressure this ball. As this effort blazed wide. Final minute and a half, and Tophat must score 2. A draw will not be enough for the Southeast Division champions. Another change for the Surf. Dos Santos will come back in to replace Dory Savage, the national team player, ice in her veins as she stepped up to level from 12 yards out back in the 67th minute, or the 72nd minute rather. And Green just playing it toward the corner. Dolinsky will be fine with that. So we're into the final minute of the 80. And it will be a goal kick for Tolson and Tophat.
At this point now, it's just game management for the Surf. How are they able to win the ball and then waste time and not allow Tophat to get a goal and get the momentum back their way?
Thistle turns. Thistle unleashes one, and it's wide. More time will run off the clock, though. 20 seconds left in regulation.
Well, that's where that space in the middle pocket now is being left open for Green to be able to check into, turn, and have the opportunity to shoot. We have seen in the past that she does have that goal-scoring knack where she scored earlier in this tournament.
Punch back the other way. Schroeder hammers it to the corner for Green to chase. Into stoppage time. 4 minutes of stoppage time. A corner kick for the Surf, who have 4 more minutes to close this game out and make their way into the last 8. All credit to Tophat, though. They've continued to press forward, Just run into a very organized Surf defense today, who also found the goals when they needed them. And now this one will be played for Thistle in the corner, and Thistle will hold it. Good, strong play from the U-14, Coco Thistle. There'll be another throw in for the Surf. A minute has elapsed in stoppage time. And it'll be a corner.
This is where now the Surf are just going to do anything they can to try to keep that ball in that corner and waste as much time as they can and not allow Tophat to come the other way.
Good hold of play again from Thistle. Another throw in. It's not easy to wrestle that ball away in the corner, and then you have the entire length of the field to go. Look at Thistle's strength. Still going Thistle, bought to ground, and this time it'll be a throw in for Tophat.
Good play there by Shore to be able to win that ball back, get him out of the corner, and now can they go forward with it?
Well, the question is, did that ball not go in and out, or did it never go out? Referee said it came in and out, so it's going to be the Surf's ball, as they've navigated their way through 2 of the minimum 4 minutes of stoppage time. And this is the first time you don't need Ham to throw it all the way into the box.
Well, it looks like she will be taking it anyway in an attempt to maybe try to throw off the Tophat defense. Is she going to go long? Because you know she has that option.
Well, she will go long, but it's into the corner rather than into the 18. Cleared right to her. And she sends it in on goal, and now Tolson can go the other way. Something where I would have liked to have seen it thrown back into that corner rather than into the goal, and now Tophat can go the other way in the final minute and a half of stoppage time. Remember, they need 2, Tophat. Great hold of play from Chloe Green. This is Coco Thistle. Thistle's looking to get it into the corner, and now she will. Oh, that is brilliant from Coco Thistle. Way back across. Schroeder was looking for the hammer blow.
You can see there at this point, now that they've been able to open up the Tophat defense because they've been playing in the corner for so much, now they're looking to say, can they get up another goal and put this game away for good? Thistle showing the composure that she has. She's able to hold the ball, draw in 2 defenders, and then a beautiful through gap in. And that's where that cross finish attempt with Green again, though, just going a little bit too wide, but she's in that right spot now that this whole defense has opened up as they're trying to push forward as much as they can to get something on the board before the end of the match.
Can Tophat find the equalizer deep into stoppage time? It's good hold of play from Lewin. Has 2 Surf players for company, and they win the free kick. Dunbar is going to take as much time as she can. Probably wait for the referee to tell her to get on with it. Into the corner for Chloe Green. It was her cross that led to the penalty that got to the Surf level. The San Diego Surf are through to the quarterfinals as winners of Group C with a 2-1 victory over Tophat. Final thoughts, Danielle D'Avanzo.
It was a very well-fought match. It was very even at times, going back and forth, both teams having their goal-scoring opportunities. And as I predicted, it would take until the second half before we started seeing the soccer ball going into the back of the net. Both teams played very well, but as we saw, the efforts of Nicholas being able to win that ball in the attacking third and penetrate forward and having the composure to put it away.
And I gotta give you your just desserts, Danielle. At halftime, you said to me, the San Diego Surf is a second half team. All their goals in this playoffs have come in a second half, and you were spot on. She's with us here on USSoccerDA.com, and you can hear more of Danielle coming up next. We have the U18-19 girls semifinals. We'll be back with you for that. But for now, I'm Mark Serber saying so long from Oceanside, where it finishes Tophat 1, San Diego Surf 2.
Hi there, I'm Danielle Diavanzo alongside Avery Nicholas with a 2-1 victory against Tophat. First off, congratulations on the victory. How does it feel to be advancing to the quarterfinals?
Feels really good. Well, we didn't make it out of bracket last year, so this year we're really proud to make it. And yeah, it's good.
So you scored the game-winning goal. Part of it was you being able to read the defense, win the ball, and penetrate forward. Can you walk us through that goal?
Well, I saw the girl coming, so I beat that one, and then I took it to the right, and I just kind of shot it, and the goalie like hit it up, but I was like, oh, it's a save, whatever, and it went in, and I was just like, I wanted to cry. I was so happy. I was just like stunned.
So at the half, it was tied 0-0. What were the emotions going on in the huddle, and what did your coaching staff say to you guys? Any adjustments or emotions to be able to come into the second half and pull off the victory?
Well, we were happy with how we played. We wanted to go out there just as we did and just give it our all and just have fun with it, because that's all you can do, and just play your best, and whatever comes, you tried as hard as you could. So just go out there. Yeah.
And final thought, now that you guys are considered home, how does it feel to be able to go home, sleep in your own bed, and be able to enjoy this victory?
Very good, and we're excited for Friday, and we're going to go out there as strong as we can. So.
All right, for Avery Nichols, I'm Danielle Diavanzo. Tune in for the next game coming up shortly, Boston Breakers versus the Solar.
Good.
Clear.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good girl.
That was good.
It wasn't great, my closeout. I wasn't sure how we wanted to end it. My apologies. We just always end it. So is this live or is it just like for...
Whoa, that sounds like truthfully, I'm not sure if they did it live or live.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure, like, if what this was. Was it like just a feature post game, or was it just...
Yeah, and mostly it's just so we can post on our